Well, tomorrow's new comic book day is a stacked one, so join me for a special live edition of the Pull List. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I am BJ Kicks, and this is a special live edition of the Pull List. Fun fact, I got a sick kid, so doing all the pre-production and post-editing and all that stuff just didn't have it in me tonight. So I did want to make sure that I told you guys what's on the pull list for this week's new comic book day, January 18th, 2023. It is a stacked new comic book day, and I got a lot of picks, and so I'm going to show them to you. You guys know I like to start with the book that I am the most excited for, and this week that's going to be Nightwing issue 100. So Nightwing is 100 issues strong, and of course DC is going to celebrate a milestone if they don't do anything else. So we're looking at the cover A by Bruno Redondo, but there are so many covers to choose from. But in this issue, this is Power Vacuum Part 4. Come join us with big smiles, blah blah blah. So basically this is going to be like a bunch of different writers kind of celebrating Nightwing, but then also Heartless is coming for that crown. We know that Blockbuster is no longer in Bloodhaven for reasons that you can find out by reading, but Heartless is trying to establish himself as the top villain in the Rogues Gallery. So it's going to be an interesting issue. There are a lot of great covers to choose from. This is the cover A by Redondo. I also really like this wraparound variant by Jamal Campbell. Like that one a lot, but this book's got a cover price of $6.99, and so if you go for any of these cardstock variants, you're at $7.99. Steep price. That's what you pay for these milestones. So Nightwing issue 100 is out this week from DC Comics, cover price of $6.99. I think I'm getting this cover B. So moving on, since we're talking about DC Comics, next up on the list is Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue 11. Thy Will Be Done. Wow. Okay. Let's just call this a sequel. But nah, so Mark Waid and Dan Mora are bringing us Batman, Superman, World's Finest. I think I am one issue behind on this series, but the Joker has just kind of established himself as trying to control the boy Thunder here. So we got, is that the Batman Who Laughs in the background right there? Wow. Okay. So yeah, I need to read issue 10. This is going to be an exciting issue. As much as I'm kind of annoyed by the Lazarus Planet event being a thing, Mark Waid has not done anything wrong with any of the titles that he's got going on, whether it's World's Finest, the Batman versus Robin series, and that alpha issue of Lazarus Planet was pretty good as well. So this book's got a cover price of, I believe, $3.99. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the cover A. In a stacked week, this won't get read first, but if you're not reading World's Finest, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you should be reading it. Let's see. Exactly, we're doing it live, cutting down on post-production time. But yeah, so moving on to the next book on the DC Comics pull list, that is from Christopher Priest, Black Adam, issue number 7. So Christopher Priest on the writing, and I'm not okay. So it says Rafa Sandoval's the artist, but he's not credited on this cover, which kind of worries me because Rafa Sandoval's art is definitely a great reason to read this series, but Priest's writing is good too. It's actually great. Priest has been telling this sort of non-linear story. We've been getting bits of the past, the present, and the future in this series, and for a long time I thought it was kind of like just a one-off story, and then with issue 7 they tied it all back into present day DC continuity with Black Adam, Teth Adam in the Justice League battling with Batman. And that led us straight into Dark Crisis. So this issue 7, I assume, presumably, picks up right after Dark Crisis. And considering everything that Black Adam went through during Dark Crisis, I'm very curious to see how it's addressed during this run, during the back half of Christopher Priest's Black Adam run. If you're not reading this, I think you should be. It's that good. It's a good series. It's probably going to read better in trade, like most of Christopher Priest's work, but It's good stuff. So Black Adam issue 7's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And that brings us to the next book on the DC Comics pull list, which is Flash issue 791. So Flash, written by Jeremy Adams. And it looks like this is not the same artist as it had been for a little bit. But this is the 1 Minute War Part 2. Oh, wait, what happened? Okay, just making sure you guys can still see me. What's up, Enterprises? I do use Comic Geeks. That's how I do all these videos every week. We're just doing it live because my baby girl is sick and I don't have time to do editing after this. So, special live edition. But Flash 791, 1 Minute War Part 1 was a whole lot of just sort of playing catch up. I think it was meant to be the jumping on issue. So there wasn't really a ton that happened until the very end. But let me tell you, Flash 790, the very end of the Part 1 of the 1 Minute War, definitely ends on a shock. So I can't say much about this issue except that I'm excited about it. Miss Murder and Mayhem. That one's got a cover price of $3.99 as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna grab cover A. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know there was an incentive variant. Anyway. Moving right along to the Lazarus Planet, Assault on Krypton. So as much as I keep complaining about Lazarus Planet, like I said, like everything Mark Waid has set up has been interesting. And so I'm not so quick to write it off necessarily. Maybe I'm just a sucker. I'm probably just a sucker. But Lazarus Planet, Assault on Krypton. As you can see, we've got this energy Superman. And I've seen teasers that maybe John Kent becomes this energy Superman. So I want to see what happens. I don't know if this is supposed to be an anthology issue. There are a lot of names here. I don't know, man. This is a reluctant buy, but it's a buy. So, yeah. We got a Power Girl, Dreamer, John Kent. This is likely going to be the book that I just pick up to see what happens to John Kent. I'm probably not going to read a lot of these other stories. Probably should save $5 on the pull list, but it's here. It's here. I'm grabbing cover A. Although this cover E, this is a 1 in 25. I'm not paying premium prices for this book, but I like that cover too. And the last book on the DC Comics pull list this week is Monkey Prince, issue number 10. This is a Lazarus Planet tie-in, and as you can see, Marcus, the Monkey Prince, is battling the devil Neza. He's battling the devil, dude. So if you've been reading Mark Waid's World's Finest, or more recently the Batman versus Robin title, then you'll see how this ties directly in. If you read the Lazarus Planet Alpha, you'll also see that the backup stories are Monkey Prince backup stories. So as much as I'm excited that Monkey Prince is getting some shine in the DC universe, I'm also just couldn't you just left my Monkey Prince alone? But hey, the author's on board. The creators are on board. Jean Luen Yang is still on the title, as is Bernard Chang. So I'm going to stick with it. Monkey Prince issue 10's out this week with a cover price of $3.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And that is actually it for the DC Comics on the pull list. So let's see. If I just stick to the list and don't buy extra variants, my DC books are going to cost me $28 this week, which is actually a pretty heavy DC week. I can't even lie. So let's move on to the Marvel books on the list, where first up is Immortal XMen issue number 10. Listen, if you don't buy this for any other reason, that cover A by Mark Brooks is amazing. Man, it's good. So the last issue of Immortal XMen, we basically got thrusted into what's about to be the Sins of Sinister event. Sinister just going crazy, killing members of the Quiet Council. He tried 1,000,000 times to kill members of the Quiet Council, and here we go. So sweet dreams aren't made of this. Charles Xavier always had a dream, but one man's dream is another's nightmare. This won't make you wish you could wake up screaming. So I don't know. It sounds like we're going to get just sort of a nightmare sequence from Charles Xavier. And I'm down for it. I'm down for it. I don't know what we're going to get out of this issue, but man, again, look at that cover. I'm such a sucker. Anyway, Kieran Gillen's on this issue. Art by Lucas Wernick. Cover price on this is $3.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And the only other book on the Marvel Comics pull list this week is Wakanda issue number 4. This one is written by John Ridley. Let's see. The artist on this one is Julian Shaw. So Wakanda is this sort of side anthology series, each series or each issue written by a different writer and artist duo. This one focusing on Tosin, who is a new character created by John Ridley during the Black Panther run. Now that we're only 2 issues away from the end of John Ridley's Black Panther run, I'm kind of like, this just screams wasted potential, but we'll be the judge of this after we read Wakanda issue 4. Fan favorite new hero Tosin takes center stage. Forbidden romance and a dark prophecy loom in the story about what it means to be a true hero. With T'Challa in exile, Tosin must step up and protect his nation when the abomination attacks the vibranium mine. But as Tosin strives to be a great warrior, will the pressures of his future shatter the life he's building for himself now? Plus, the next chapter of the history of the Black Panther starring the one and only Ben Hazen. So that's the real draw to this series, is the history of the Black Panthers series, or backup stories. They are explaining the origins of every Black Panther, and they're also doing this really cool annotated thing where they tell you exactly where every little piece of lore comes from in the Black Panthers publishing history. Honestly, if they just did a Black Panthers or history of the Black Panthers trade, or a little, like, I don't know, even like a little perfect bound book, that would be a great resource just to have. And like I said, this series is worth it just for that. But the side stories have been okay too. I like the Shuri story by Stephanie Williams. The M'Baku story, I was like, what is happening right now? I didn't finish the Killmonger story. I'm genuinely interested in the Tosin story because Tosin was a compelling character when he made his debut in Black Panther number 3, but they've done basically nothing with him since then. So we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm grabbing cover A. And like I said, that's the only book, or those are the only 2 books on the Marvel Comics pull list. So, those are going to cost me, what, $8 this week? Not a terrible week. Skip says, I have the Black Panther Encyclopedia, which is Skip's language for I'm never buying this book. I think they've been doing a good job with the history backups. Evan Narcisse is the one heading those up, with art by Natasha Bustos, which reminds me a lot of like Jorge Fornes or someone like that. It's got like a real, like, sort of classic, almost Silver Age looking style. I like it a lot. But yeah, sometimes I wish I didn't have to go through the A story to get to it. So that's going to do it for the Marvel books on the pull list. Now let's move on to the indies, where first indie book on the pull list this week is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 104. So Rita Repulsa is back, and she is going by Mistress Vile now. And she's got beef with Lord Zed. She's got beef with Zordon. She's got beef with Goldar. Like, she's just got beef. She's got this new mysterious ranger that she's created. She's intrigued by Matt, the new Green Ranger, who basically sacrificed himself so that the rest of the team could get away and regroup. So of course, the rescue mission is coming, and we'll see how that goes. I've only read like half of issue 103. I got to finish that. I've been reading all my books digitally, and I didn't want to buy the digital issue when I had the physical sitting literally right here on my desk. But issue 104 is out this week with a cover price of $3.99. And I'm showing you the cover A, but I actually really like the cover B this time. Both have sinister looking Rita Repulsa covers, but I just like her holding the Rangers in her hand like little dolls or something. Like, it's just, I don't know. I like this composition a little bit better than the other one. Although this Ivan Tao Red Ranger variant just once is hitting me right in the childhood right here. This is great. Anyway, $3.99. Cover B. This is what I'm probably getting. Next up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 136. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I got no idea what's going on in the Armageddon game right now. I don't know how many issues there have been, but I am like that many issues behind. I've read like the first 2 issues of Armageddon Game and got drowned in tie-ins. I like this cover, but the cover B by Kevin Eastman, which you can't see here, but I've seen it, and it's a Donatello cover. That's the one I'm getting, but I guess we can show off this one with Casey Jones and Jenica versus a bunch of just random challengers. Cool stuff. Let me know, are you guys reading the Armageddon Game? Have you fallen off as badly as I have fallen off? So yeah, man, let me know. Gabriel's here. What's up, Gabriel? We're doing this live because I don't have time to edit. Skip says, haha, Kicks reading between the lines before I do. We have attained symbiosis. Word. All right, so we're almost at the end of my pull list for the week. Let's get back into it. Another Armageddon Game tie-in. Speaking of Armageddon Game, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Armageddon Game, issue 4. So this is how far behind I am, because the Armageddon Game was a 6-issue mini, and this will be issue 4. And at this point, I probably should just drop it and wait for the hardcover, but the hardcover wouldn't come out until at least next year. This hardcover volume 15 comes out in July of this year, and that's going to contain what, 10 or 113 to like 125. So yeah, the Armageddon Game wouldn't get collected in the oversized hardcover until next year. But to be fair, it might take me till next year to read it anyway. I'm grabbing cover A, but there are a lot of good covers for this series. There's one thing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to give you. It's great covers. Oh, this one is dope. I don't think my shop got this cover, but that's a dope cover. So yeah, man. Speaking of dope Ninja Turtles covers, I'm going to quick sidebar since we're live. I grabbed this 2 weeks ago on a live show, but it just came in. This is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, issue number 1. This is the 1 in 150 variant, featuring the Megazord versus big kaiju size Bebop and Rocksteady. And why would I put that behind the microphone? It's exciting to me. I like this cover so much that I paid $50 for it and like eschewed other things that I actually needed to buy. But that's the name of the game, right? That's what we do. What's good, Alkalon? Hello. Hope you're doing well. Let's get back to the pull list, though. I've only got one more book on the pull list. Armageddon Game number 4 has got a cover price of $4.99, which is probably a reason not to buy it, but I'm grabbing cover A. And the last book on the indie list this week is The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 55. So Walking Dead Deluxe, what can I say? It's written by Robert Kirkman, art by Charlie Adlar. This is a reprint series of the original Walking Dead, except this time it's in full color and it's got letters pages. It's got like all these different retrospectives, and it's got cardstock covers for only $3.99. So I started buying these, a year and a half ago when they started coming out. And my grand scheme for these was to collect these all and make custom hardcovers with them. I didn't know at the time there was like 150 issues of this series. Like, I'm going to sink so much money into these books, but you can't get Walking Dead in color anywhere else. And if I'm going to read Walking Dead, I'm absolutely going to read it in color. So that's the pull list this week. Just going through the IDW, Boom, and Skybound. Those books are going to cost me $17 this week for a grand total. Grand total on my pull list this week is $53. Now that's before taxes. Oh, wait, no, that's with taxes and my 10% subscriber discount. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Let's put in the discount. Discount is 10%. Sales tax, 7.5. All right, $51. Not terrible. I'm just $1 and some change over budget for the week. I can live with that. So, yes, that's my pull list this week. Like I said, a stacked week, a very stacked week. Like I said, the book I'm most excited for is Nightwing, with a close second going to Flash. But what are the books that you're most excited for? Let me know in the comments of this video. Thanks for everybody that watched this live. If we like it live, maybe I'll do it live more often. We'll just see. I kind of like doing it pre-recorded, but there's advantages to doing it this way too. Either way though, hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know what you're going to buy this week, but I hope when you buy it, you read it, and I hope whatever you read is something dope. See you guys next time.